Welcome to the Miskatonic Playhouse and Act 2 of The Yellow Death. I'm T.A. Newman, your host. My team and I will be bringing to life cosmic tales using the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which contains mature themes, horror, character death, and loss of sanity. Our mystery can be found in the Miskatonic repository, where people like you and me can write scenarios for other players. We're proud to have this episode of the Miskatonic Playhouse sponsored by the Storytelling Collective, who provide an excellent course on scenario writing, which many of the team have taken to help improve their writing skills. Last time, our investigators were hired to investigate the mysterious death of their employer's brother at a tuberculosis hospital nearby. This highly strung group took on disguises and gained admission before coming under the strict hospital rules. Now it's time to pull back the curtain and roll the dice. Keeper, the stage is yours.
You're all sick. I mean, we said that. You're all welcome to help science, to help Dr. White. That's why you all need to spit in your spittoons and keep your spittoons on you all day. At all time, if you were to be caught without your spittoons, that would be real bad, real bad. You need to keep that with you at all time. Is that clear now?
Does it fit in a pocket, or do we have to hold it?
It does.
Okay.
It does fit in a pocket. And you can have a small lanyard as well and keep it around your neck if you want to. That's up to you. But you need to have it at all time with you. Great. Apart from that, is it all clear for you?
I was wondering, this Mr. Percy?
Yeah,
Percy.
Percy. Yeah.
Sounds very, my family are great artists. That's why they named me Articus. I was wondering, does he also stay on our ward, or is
No,
he staying?
No. He comes during the day and he goes out at night.
Oh, is there a room where he keeps the art produced by other patients, where we could perhaps gaze at the creativity and
yes, of course,
be inspired?
So we are early in the morning right now. It is something around 9 o'clock right now. And so she will tell you that if you want to, there's a room where everything is stored. In the afternoon, Mr. Percy will be here, and you can ask him yourself if you have anything that you want to ask. Then, if everything is fine with you, unless you have a question, miss.
Might I ask, how many people are on the 4th ward?
Oh, right now, it must be something like 30, I guess.
30?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big facility. There's something around 300 patients right now.
And
so, 30, it's only 10%.
I'm very worried about this illness progressing. I have to ask, what's the mortality rate?
Oh, I mean, if you're in the 4th ward, then it is already over for you in many ways. Only terminal patients go to the 4th ward.
Does that include?
But don't you worry, miss. Everything's gonna be fine. The disease is only mild for you right now.
But you said that you're putting people with mental disorders in the ward
as
too.
Well.
You're lumping terminally ill patients and people with mental disorders into the same ward?
Yes, of course. Those are the people that we need to watch over. That's the people who need our full attention.
She sort of raises her eyebrows.
How many of us are here on the 5th floor? Should we expect to bump into some other, apart from your good selves?
There's the 5 of you, and there's 2 other people.
Oh, and are we allowed to, obviously, with our spittoons, are we allowed to mingle with these other 2 guests?
Yes, of course. I mean, you're welcome to go anywhere as long as you're following the rules on the schedule,
Of course. The rules are the rules.
Yes, yes, Mr. Connor. I'm glad that you're doing so well. I that might be just my naive self talking here, but I feel like we're all gonna get along.
What time is it now?
9:30, something like that.
Okay.
9:30. On if you're all happy to just like go and open your luggages and put your things inside, Margaret will tell you that she will be waiting for you and she will lead you to Eugene as a head surgeon. You just arrived, and so you need to be introduced to the facility members.
Did we get did we get a quick look at our rooms, putting our luggage away? Did we get a quick kind of scan of our rooms?
Well, right now, yes, you can have a small scan of your rooms. There's a small desk, a chair, on a bed, a wardrobe where you can put your own things, and that's pretty much it.
Does each room have a window?
Yeah, they all do. And the window is facing inward inside the court.
So there's no outward window to the world.
That would be the other side of the building.
Do they open though?
Yeah, you can open your window. Yeah, that might be a privilege of the fifth ward, but within your room, yeah, you're fine.
So, sorry, where does the window open to? That's in our room.
The window opens to the court, the inside court.
Okay.
You have a smug face, Hedge. Do you have anything that you want to ask?
You muted.
No.
Perfect.
Okay.
Great. Is there anything that you wanna do while you unpack? Do you keep your hidden things inside your luggages, or do you put them in the wardrobe or under your bed? Is there anything that you wanna tell me about? Phaedra.
I'm just trying to decide what's best, because they didn't say about anyone coming and cleaning or anything.
No, they didn't, but you would expect that it is a wealthy people ward. Someone will come at some point to do some cleaning.
And we don't have keys to the room. We can't lock it or anything.
No, you can't. We can't have patients locking themselves.
I'll see. Can I look around the room and see if there's any place to hide something that wouldn't be casually opened to clean, and it wouldn't, like, maybe it wouldn't be thought of to search in by someone searching through my stuff. So like maybe under something or behind a loose thing.
You could put a few things, I guess, on top of the wardrobe, because that's a spot that might not get checked as often. Or you can keep them hidden within your luggage. That's kind of up to you.
Okay.
Are the rooms en suites, or is it a shared bathroom situation?
You have your own room, and you can't access other rooms by your room. It is they're all separate.
But you got your own bathroom as part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a small bathroom, but it is a bathroom.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna take the camera out of my bag and I'm gonna stash it sort of behind the toilet or behind the sink. If there's like a little nook, I'm just gonna sort of put it around the back.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That's also where I'm gonna put my gun, I think. Bathroom is a
Great.
good one.
Graeme, Hedge, Thomas.
I'll go last. Graeme, Hedge.
I'm here at God's will. He'll look after me. I don't need to hide anything.
Fantastic.
Why did we hire this guy?
Hedge, you're not doing anything?
No, he's got his trousers with the lockpicks on, but apart from that, no, he dumps his stuff.
You've seen that a lot of the patients were in some sort of, medical gown. As far as yourself, patients of the Fifth Ward, you're not asked to wear this kind of uniform. You're able to keep your own clothes. You're fine.
He does no unpacking whatsoever, throws his bag onto the bed that he has, looks around a little bit, looks out the window, gets a bit tries to assess whether or not he can climb out of it, and then heads out.
Fantastic. And then Newman, to finish it all.
Just unpacks one or two things, but keeps the bag packed because he knows that his little secret compartment in there is with his things. Probably goes down, has a little sip of his first hip flask, and kind of then puts it all back, covers it all up. But he's actually going to look around the room, and it's more about looking at any kind of picture frames, anything like that. Just he has the suspicion that they've talked a lot about watching and observing and obeying. So any kind of picture frames that move, he wants to just look behind them. Are there any Scooby-Doo eye holes cut in there? Is there anything within the room, anything that seems out of place, doesn't seem right? He's going to give the room a proper kind of once over, just double checking everything.
Okay, fantastic. You're doing this checkup. I won't make you roll a spot hidden. It's quite a simple room. There is nothing of interest here. But it was worth a look. I mean, it is your professional spirit talking here, and we can only commend you for your dedication.
Then, with a slight disappointment and embarrassment at thinking that he was going to be watched in this way, then he just kind of steps outside to meet everybody else. After one more sip.
Great. Yeah. I'm just gonna warn you here, Newman. With your alcohol consumption, there will be at some point maybe some constitution rules involved. Either if you drink too much, or either if you don't drink and you need to drink. Just warning you here right off the bat.
That's cool.
You are an alcoholic, and you will be considered like this for the rest of this scenario.
My character is an alcoholic.
Yes, of course. Yes. Right. We're talking about Connor here.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Then Margaret is waiting on all of you. She's quite happy with herself, and she's quite happy with you. You've all been so charming and so nice so far. And so she checks that you all have your spittoons with you. And here we go. You're going back to the ground floor, and she's leading you to Eugene's office. What's his last name? Eugene. Eugene Stradia. He's the head surgeon. It is written on his door. Dr. Eugene Stradia. You're coming in, and you can see a man in his 30s, something like that, blonde. He's writing at his desk right now. Margaret introduced you and being like, oh yeah, Dr. Stradia, that's the new patients who just came in, on the 5th ward. He looks a bit stressed. Did I say to Arthur? When you...
Oh yeah, no, I was just Eugene was the orderly and Eugene is the surgeon, is that right?
Eugene is the orderly, and the doctor is... Let me check that right now. I'm so sorry for that. And the doctor is James Stradia, my bad. So sorry about that.
Probably just repeat that whole bit just for the editors.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. I got confused.
That's
Eugene is the orderly, and James Stradia is the head surgeon.
So just start again with James being the surgeon.
Yes, of course. And so you being led to Dr. Stradia's office. He's the head surgeon, James Stradia, of course. He's writing at his desk. You can see that he's a man in his 30s, blonde. Margaret introduces you. She's like, oh, yes, that's the new patient of the 5th ward. Please come in. Please come in. You're all coming in. He looks like he's a bit worried, I guess. He stands up, and he's not trying to shake your hand or anything. He's keeping a safe distance between yourself and him. Yes. Hi. How are you all doing?
Very well, Doctor.
Very well. That's good. That's really good. And you just arrived. That's nice. That's nice. Nice.
As Sophia says that, she takes out a spittoon and spits in it and just puts it back in her pocket.
He's just taking a small step back, and he's like, "That's good. You have your spittoons, and you're using them. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm glad that you're following instructions. That's how we keep everything, well. We need some discipline. That's what Dr. White tells me every day. We want you all to be well.
Yes,
and for
yes.
that,
I mean, thank you. These things, yes, I appreciate the need for them. I mean, and I like that they're such a small size, and as she does it, she drops it towards him.
Please, take that back. Take that back. You don't want to just like spill your phlegm everywhere. That would be bad. That would be real bad.
Is he wearing a mask of any sort?
No, he's not wearing a mask currently right now.
Can I make a psychology roll to see if his reaction's a little bit over the top?
Yes, of course you can do that.
Okay. It's 36 out of 60.
Great. It doesn't look like it is an act. It doesn't look like it is exaggerated. But maybe there is something more to it. Maybe it's not only the sickness that he's worried about. You wouldn't be sure about it. Maybe there's something else on his mind. But anyway, he looks real worried and real stressed.
Okay, I pick up the spittoon and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just that, Dr. White, he tells me every day that we need to keep working. There's so much more to be done. So we wouldn't want to disrupt his work by dropping spittoons all over and all getting sick. No, of course not. Of course not.
Dr. Strider, you seem big fan of here, Dr. White. And why we're here as well. Dr. White is quite the
Dr. White, he's such a fantastic person. I mean, I admire his work. Oh, did you know that he volunteered in the army during the Great War to help out people who were sick? That's when he got in contact with the Yellow Death for the first time. That was during the war.
I see. So Dr. White has made quite a lifetime commitment here.
Oh, yes, you could say that. It's a lifetime commitment. He's studying the Yellow Death. He wants to get rid of it. He's just like, it has been so many years now, and he has made some discoveries, I can tell you that.
And is that how he refers to it, as the Yellow Death?
Yes, that's how we refer to it here, the Yellow Death. So yellow fever, of course.
The yellow fever, but the Yellow Death, it seems a little final. The Yellow Death.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say that to just like, I don't want to scare you or anything. I mean, you all look healthy. That is good. That is good. But sometimes, quite quickly, patients here, they don't get better.
Is that also the case in other institutions? Should we request a transfer?
No, of course not. I mean, you are with the best here. Dr. White, he's the leader on this sickness. He's the best. If you want to get better, it is good to stay here.
Have you made any discoveries that might help with getting better? What you said, you've made some discoveries. What are those?
It's so Dr. White. I'm trying to run the facility, the day-to-day thing. Dr. White, he's doing some research. He's going forward. He's gonna eradicate the disease. So right now, yes, it's not over yet, but soon enough, so Dr. White, he will be able to cure all of you.
And is this something he has told you?
That's something that he told me, and that's something that I do believe. Medicine, curing people, helping them out. That's something I dedicated my life as well to.
So you have seen the research?
Part of it, of course, yeah.
just, spitballing here. You seem very cautionary for someone who believes in this research. I mean, if you believed in it, you truly believed in it, like you had a faith.
I truly believe. I mean, I wouldn't call it faith, because faith is for people who are believing in things that don't exist. But it's science, and science is something that we can all trust. Dr. White, he will save us all. He will.
Like a savior. That's interesting.
Well, he's a kind of savior, but you'll discover that by yourself.
You said he will save us all. Do you also have the Yellow Death? Is he going to save you?
No, I'm fine. I'm not sick. Please cough in your spittoons.
Apologies. Sorry.
At that moment, you hear a knock on the door. Then you hear a voice. Comes from a man, from what you can tell, asking, "Dr. Stradia, are you in your office right now?" Yes, Dr. White, I'm here. I'm with some patients. He doesn't have enough time to finish his sentence. The door is opening, and you can see Dr. White. He's a man in his 50s or 60s, from what you can tell. White hair, white beard, glasses. He looks not bored, but it looks like you are, all of you, details in his life, and details that he doesn't want to take care of. He's not looking at you. It's almost as if he doesn't see you. Dr. Stradia is the important person in this room, not you. Dr. Stradia, I will need your help this afternoon if you are done with all your duties. Yes, yes, doctor. Yes, of course. Those are the new patients from today. Dr. White is turning towards you, looking at you for the first time. He tries to put on a smile, but it's not a warm smile. It is a cold one, as if looking at objects and not people. I'm happy to see that we have new patients. I do want all of you to get better. He's looking at you like he would be looking at animals. He's looking at you in a really medical, scientific way. He's looking at your eyes. He's looking at your muscles. He's looking at your color skin. He's looking for all the details that would mean to him that you are interesting. All the details that would make you exceptional because you would be sick. And sick people, that's what he's looking for, not something else. And you don't appear that sick at the moment, so you're not really that interesting to him. He goes on, "We have rules in this sanatorium, and I do hope that you will respect them. Rules are the backbone of a good life here in this institution. You are all ill, and you all need to obey your instructions. People who don't obey are people who are turning mad, I'm afraid. You all know the value of discipline. You all know the value of order, and that's what we require from you. I do hope that you will all get better. Have a good day." And Dr. White goes out. That's Dr. White. That's the head of the facility. He's great. He's amazing. He was great, wasn't he?
Oh, he seems very personable.
Very charming man.
Charming, yeah, right.
Adequate, yes.
So professional. I hope to be like him one day.
Is Dr. White's office, is that near here?
Yeah. But You shouldn't disturb him, of course. He's busy.
Oh, absolutely. I just meant in terms of, I was wondering just how close you were to him. I can see that you are his right-hand man. You are his absolute confidant. And I was wondering, is usually
He
that's
can
like
trust me, yeah, of course.
yeah, usually that's like an office next to an office. So is he next door to you, or?
Oh, you don't have the plan.
No. Would you mind? I mean,
Yeah, of course I can give you that.
would-
Let me look. And he's looking inside his desk, and he's giving you this small plan of the facility.
Now this is going to help us abide by them rules everyone keeps talking about. Thank you, Dr. Stanley. Very appreciated.
Oh, that's my pleasure. You know, I'm happy to help. I'm so sorry, but you know, it is such a small space, and there's all of you being ill. I think it is time for you to go back now. Have a good day.
One more question before we go.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You said you were the day-to-day running of this facility, correct?
Yeah. Medically speaking, of course, yeah.
Right. So if anyone had a problem, they'd come to you.
If you had a medical problem, of course, yeah. I mean, you can talk to your nurse or your orderlies first. But if there was anything that they couldn't help you with, I'm happy to yeah, okay. Of course.
I'm just wondering if you knew an Arthur Strand. I mean, is he familiar to you? Someone I personally was hoping to bump into.
Arthur Strand. What about him?
Well,
is that someone you know? Is that someone?
I just heard he passed away. Perhaps there's a graveyard and I could visit.
If he passed away here, there's no graveyard. We burn
graveyard.
all the bodies.
You burn them?
Yes, of course.
Where would you do that in a facility like this?
Because we don't want the sickness to spread.
I see, that seems unethical. Surely
unethical? Sir. This is the way we do things when we trust science.
Should you not give them back to the families so they could be buried in a proper funeral?
On risks the disease to spread through the corpse? Of course not. No. That would be. No. No.
I see. I'll take that in good faith, shall I?
Miss, gentlemen, have a good day. It is around 11:30, something like that. You are, for the first time, free to do whatever the fuck you want.
First thing I do is turn to Connor and I say, I think something is going on here.
I look around. I'm assuming we're alone.
You are.
Yeah. I think it would be fair to say there is more than a something going on, and there are many some things going on. People here don't seem to be thinking on a single track mind. They're something else. It's an unusual place. Many questions. Perhaps our merry little get together, our new friends here, the 5 of us, could find a place to have a conversation in private, more private than we are now. Perhaps we could go back to the rooms. I checked my room and it seemed reasonably secure. I don't think anybody is watching us, but a plan, perhaps. Division of labor.
Well, I was thinking if maybe I can get into the patient records, maybe I could find out a little bit more about Mr. Strand.
Even better. Let's make the plan now. We break up and we meet back at the rooms to discuss what it is that we find out. Sophia, patient records.
We should also find perhaps which was Arthur's old room, though I imagine they might have kept him in the 4th.
Maybe
ward.
A second joins for the patient records, because that could prove multiple leads. Arthur, or should I say Art, would you like to go with Sophia so you can enjoy those patient records and decide a best path forward?
I do like records.
Who doesn't?
I've been looking at the map and I was thinking I might head to the roof or heliotherapy. I think that means you stand in the sun and I was thinking maybe I can find a way to maybe get an option to get out of this place. So I was going to check on the outside of the building.
Indeed. Christopher, that sounds like an ideal suggestion. Good man, very intuitive. Kyle, you go straight to the chapel, I imagine.
If that's what you'd like me to do, sir. Would you like to join me and talk about that alcohol in your breath?
No, that's it's a spittoon.
Right, of course, sir.
Hitting back. It's not the alcohol. That's something else going on there. Chris.
I just want to know if I can do a luck roll to see if Chris has lost his spittoon.
We can have Chris roll luck and see if he has lost his spittoon already.
87, he's lost his spittoon.
Oh, bloody hell already. Oh, that's gonna be so bad.
I think he left it in his room.
That's great. You probably
hand.
did. I think that you may have not left that in your room because Margaret checked with you that you all had your spittoons before going downstairs. But that's fine. You dropped it somewhere. Maybe
is that something Chris tells us, or is it something that he keeps to himself?
I guess we'll see that after the break.
Okay.
We are gonna take 10 minutes. If that's all right with you all, guys.
Can I just, if Kyle, were you actually going to go to the chapel, or did I was just?
I mean, I'm making just Kyle do whatever you want him to do, so that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so I was gonna, if that's the case, where would that be on the map? Okay.
There's one on every level. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 chapel.
There is, isn't there? Okay, so I'm gonna ask Kyle if he's happy to go to the chapel and then go to the mess room and see, perhaps on floors 1 to 4, see if there's anybody he can kind of bump into and start a conversation with and use his religion. In fact, I should be saying this in character. Kyle, you get yourself to the chapel, boy, and then if anybody finds you there, then you get to the mess hall, start a conversation, start preaching to God, start preaching the savior angle, see what people think about Dr. White, see what people think about the chances here, etc., etc. I, on the other hand, I'm gonna find recreation coordinator Michael Pershey.
He shouldn't be in yet. They said that he comes from outside just for the class, but there is a craft room on the ground floor. So maybe if you could get in there, you could see the art they've already made.
So I'm going to go to the crafts room and swing by the theater, see if I can find some of these. And if anybody is welcome to meet me there, I'll be going by the crafts room and then the theater, see if I can find some of these creative types. The Arthur Strand types.
I'll find you in the theater later, Uncle. I'll hit the roof first.
Indeed.
If you wanted to be extremely kind, don't divide yourself too much. But it's up to you guys. It's up to you.
We could all regroup back at the theater.
Let's all regroup back at the theater.
Any concerns? Any worries? Everybody back to the theater.
Fantastic. And by the way, I think that according to the schedule, it should be time for lunch quite soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, supper at 12. It's 11:30. So just putting that down so we can all be aware of that. So you're all outside of Dr. Stradier's office now, and you've met a few characters. You start to feel that maybe this sanatorium is not as pleasant as what the pictures would want you to think. Some nurses, some orderlies, some doctors, they don't look like everything is normal. But maybe here, once again, maybe here it is just your imagination and everything is going to be just fine. You are all outside of this office. It is 11:30. Lunch is about to start in 30 minutes. Sophia, where do you want to go?
Well, if I've got time, I'd like to run quickly up to my room and grab my camera, if I can do that fairly quickly with no obstacles.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Okay, so I'm going to grab my camera, come down and head towards wherever they might store the patient records. That is if Arthur's
That
going to
would
be coming
be
with me.
on the ground floor. The whole administration side of things is on the ground floor. You had Maurice Chase office, you have Dr. Strader's office, you have Dr. White's office. That would be somewhere on the ground floor. You wouldn't know where exactly, but that would be here, probably.
Is there a lot of people around?
Sorry about that?
Sorry, is there a lot of people around?
Yes, there's quite a few orderlies, quite a few nurses. There's a few patients as well. But it's just people kind of coming together because lunch is going to start soon.
Okay.
But so that's fine. You'll be back to the ground floor and you are probably looking for records.
Mhm.
We have Connor. Connor, what do you want to do?
Sorry, I was just going to say, we all said we were going to meet at the theatre with lunch in about half an hour. Shall we all say that we'll meet at the mess hall for lunch rather than the theatre? That would have been something in character we would have discussed and said, let's go and do our things, and then it's the mess hall that we all meet at so that we're not missed by the stuff.
Sounds good.
Is the mess hall in every floor besides number 5 and the ground floor? Where is the because in the map it looks like it's on floor 1 to 4.
The main mess floor is on the ground floor.
Okay.
If there was a problem, you would be able to move the mess floor to other floors, but you are expected on the ground floor.
Okay, that's great.
So Connor, where do you want to go?
I believe I was headed to the craft room.
Craft room, perfect. Chris, are you still heading to the roof?
Yeah, Chris is going to head up to the roof. He's going to
Because
go
if
be.
you are, yeah, okay, perfect. And when you say the roof, are you talking about the real roof, or are you just talking about the 5th floor?
The 5th floor with the heliotherapy, which
Yeah,
I
you
assume
have-
involves sunlight.
You
Thank-
have heliotherapy rooms at pretty much every floor, because those are the rooms on the side of facing the outside of the building, and you have these big, huge window panels, which lets the sun go through. So it's basically like big empty rooms with chairs, so you can just like sit and enjoy the sun, basically.
Excellent. So he's going to go to the 5th floor, which is the heliotherapy room, and he's going to look around the edges. He's looking for his way out. He's looking for his way so that he can clamber around if he can onto the roof. But actually what he's looking for is a way down and to escape. And he's also looking for a way down so he can look into Ward 4.
Great, amazing. So that's what you will be looking for. My dear Kyle, am I to understand that it is time for a little prayer?
It is indeed. I believe I need to speak to the chapel.
Of course, of course. You know where the chapel is, so there is no worries here. You will
Yep.
go to the chapel. Arthur, what about you?
I was going to accompany Sophia to the records.
Great. So you're waiting for her because she's picking up her camera. But
I guess I can start making my way to them and wait for her there.
perfect. So let's start with that. You have your camera in your hands. It's a small thing. You also both have your spittoons in opposition to someone else. But you are looking for records. Are you asking some orderlies? Are you looking around? What is the plan here?
I wouldn't want to arouse anyone's suspicions, so I'm just kind of like looking on doors to see what the room's labeled.
You have a few unlabeled rooms, which could be anything, and you have offices. That's what you have so far. There's also a big room, which must be some kind of like rest area for the staff.
So I turn to Arthur and I say, how'd you like to do this? Do you want to stand guard, or should I stand guard?
Are the doors locked if we casually give them a try?
Which door do you want to try?
Okay, Sophia, maybe we should start with the general administration offices that are not someone's office first, as offices might be higher risk. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. Let's maybe take one each.
From your introduction to the building, you would assume that the general administration is Maurice Chase office. So if you wanted to actually check the general administration thing, that would probably be in Maurice office.
Okay.
Do we know if he's in there right now?
You don't know, but he might.
I'm gonna.
You can still knock on his door.
I'm gonna put my ear to the door and have a little listen.
Yeah, I'd like to listen as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly okay. You can roll a listen. Throw me a listen roll.
Oh, 51 out of 50. I think I'm going to spend the one luck.
Please
Save
do. I failed, so.
You can hear faint humming or singing voice inside, probably Maurice Chase singing to himself.
I think he's in there.
Does that man not eat?
It is not lunchtime yet.
Maybe we could wait till he comes out for lunch.
But then we won't have much time. Maybe we could try one of the other doors.
Okay. I'll gotta go to another door. Maybe one more private or something vaguely nondescript and try that.
Great. You find you can roll for luck, Sophia. You're the one actually doing it. Let's see if we find something.
This is where I probably roll under my luck with that one I just spent. 74 out of 45. Sorry, 44 didn't work.
The door is open. You can open that door and see a broom closet. It is lovely. You can find anything you want to actually clean up your mess. But apart from that, there is nothing here. Yeah. It is 11:45, and we'll move to Connor. Connor, where are you right now? Are you in the theater?
The craft room first.
Yes, the craft room first, of course. Yeah. The craft room is empty. It is void of people right now, but there are many things. A lot of paintings, some sculptures as well. It looks like people are getting busy here. I don't know if you have many people creating art or if you have one person being really dedicated and active. But anyway, you can see many things. There's a lot of landscapes within the paintings. Within the sculptures, it is mostly human figures, but they're all crunched up most of the time. You wouldn't see a sculpture of someone being just walking down with a happy smile. No, it's people being in pain, crunched up. Sometimes their limbs are not the right way, as if it was all broken, like a broken puppet. It is so nice. Anyway, the paintings, landscapes, dark landscapes most of the time. You can see a few of them with weird color schemes, as if it wasn't Earth in many ways. It is strange to look at. The whole thing is uneasy. The whole thing is captivating nonetheless. It is skillful. It is magnificent. Dreadful, but magnificent. Would you be able to roll sanity, please?
Yes, I can. Oh dear. Oh, a 77 over 44.
Well. Let's roll 1d6, and you're not gonna lose 1d6. It's gonna be fine.
Missed the bloody pot. 4.
4, perfect. You lose 2, Sam. You feel like you can't breathe for a few seconds. You're looking at one landscape in particular. It is dark. Like the viewer would be in front of a lake. The water is black, and you feel like drowning in that lake. You forget for one moment that you are in a sanitarium. You are in that lake. You can't breathe. You want to cough. And when you kind of wake up and go back to reality, you are on the floor, and saliva is dripping from your mouth, as if you were actually drowning in the craft room. No one is looking at you to tell you to use your spittoons, but you are a mess. And you feel like you don't want to be here anymore. You feel like the sculptures and the paintings are almost sentient and almost looking at you. You don't want to be here anymore. And we'll switch to Kyle. Kyle, you arrive at the 5th floor and you're going to the heliotherapy room. You pass a few nurses and
I think
orderlies.
that's me. That's Chris.
Yeah, it's not me.
Yeah, not Kyle, Chris, of course. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
They look at you. They see that you are from the 5th ward because you don't have the patient uniform thing. They let you go through. They feel like you're not up to no good, and you arrive in the heliotherapy room. It is quite sunny and welcoming. There is no one apart from you right now. You're looking at the windows because there are those big panels thing, and they are inclined. You can't really open them up. If you wanted to go through that, you would need to break a window.
Cool. And when I get to the 5th floor, it does look like there's a couple of other rooms as well.
Yes, of course, there are. Do you
So I
want to
wanna
go
have a
there?
Yeah, well, if I kind of wander up and down heliotherapy and there is nothing of note, then I will continue exploring the rest of the 5th floor, looking for somewhere private, a window out, and any other maintenance access, anything like that I can sneak into.
You're going out of the heliotherapy room, and as you do, you see a man. He looks to be in his 30s, maybe. He's bald. He doesn't have any hair. He's smiling at you. He has some sideburns, and he's asking you, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Is he dressed as a patient? Is he dressed
He's
as
dressed as
doctor?
a 5th ward patient. He doesn't have an orderly uniform. He doesn't have a patient uniform. You would guess he's one of the other patients of the 5th ward.
Oh, hi. Well, I'm looking around. I'm new here.
Oh, you're new here. That's good. Some company. Because I'm getting bored. I'm getting so bored here. Nothing to do. And people, they are no fun. So what's your deal?
I like fresh air.
Oh, you like fresh air. You're not going to find that here. I can tell you. But sometimes you don't need fresh air. You need to get yourself forgotten, hidden for a while. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I guess. What's your name, partner? I'm
Sorry about that. I didn't present myself. I'm Horace Kent.
Horace. Nice to meet you, Horace.
Nice to meet you. And so you're like, are you like sick for real?
I guess.
You guess.
Well,
let me
my
guess.
uncle told me I had to come here.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
He's gonna look at you. Let me roll something. Your uncle, right. And your uncle, is he part of a family? From from your background and from what he tells you, you understand that he might be talking about some sort of criminal connection here.
No, my uncle don't play those. My uncle don't live in that world, though I've got some connections, if you know that sort of thing. But I've got to be here for a few days.
A few days. Well, that sounds good. Anyway, if you want to have fun, don't go near Margaret because she's mine. But apart from that, if you want to play cards or anything, just let me know.
Will Horace, thank you kindly.
It's my pleasure. Everything is so fucking bad here. And
Yeah?
Dr. White, what a fucking loser. But anyway, I'm here on my own free will. I can get out when I want. Everything is fine if you're looking at it that way.
I'm glad for you.
Yeah. I feel like you and I, we can be friends. We can be friends.
I'm glad, Horace. If you don't
If you need
mind, though,
something-
I kind of want to have a wee. I'm doing my exploring round, so I'm gonna just keep going. But maybe see you in the mess hall.
Are you looking for something?
I'm exploring. I want to find out what's what.
Well, see ya. And good luck. And he's gonna go back to his own room.
All right, I watch him go, and hopefully, if I don't see anyone else around, I continue exploring the fifth floor.
Sure, I'm gonna propose to you to make either an intelligence check or spot hidden.
I will make an intelligence roll.
Okay, it's gonna for intelligence it would be a hard roll. Spot hidden it would be a normal one.
Intelligence is still better for me.
Okay, here you go.
I want a 46.
Mhm.
And I would need a 30 for a hard intelligence. So I'll just put a normal success. I'm gonna leave it.
Great, perfect. He looked like he was almost too joyful, but that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I got that impression.
Perfect, amazing. Then we will go to the chapel now with our dear and devoted Kyle Comic. You
Indeed.
arrive at the chapel. There's a few people praying. Are you looking for someone or something
Yeah.
specific?
Whoever's in charge, probably a chaplain or depending on the denomination, who's available.
Well, if you're looking for someone in charge, you will find quite quickly the Reverend. The Reverend, he's a black man
Okay.
with a mustache. He looks to be in his 50s,
Okay.
something like that. He has no hair. And he's pleased to see a new face in his chapel. Oh, hi. How can I help you?
Oh, Reverend, it's nice to see a friendly face.
Yes, Reverend Grant. Happy to meet a new face.
Grant. Yes.
Yes,
it's,
Charles Grant. Charles Grant.
Not been here long, Reverend.
Well, all lambs, new or old, are welcome in my parish.
I walked this path a while now. I understand that you're always looking for people to save, but I've been saved already. I'm here looking for one that hasn't, however.
Oh,
Maybe being a God-fearing man, you could help me with this.
I'll be glad to help my son, I'll be glad to help, especially someone who looks like he's a good man.
Have you ever met a young man called Arthur Strand?
Arthur Strand, yeah, I remember. I remember that name. Red hair, if I remember well. Yes, he was I didn't see him often in the chapel, but I do remember him. What about him?
I was looking to find out what happened to the poor boy. His family is awful concerned, and I thought, well,
Are
who
they?
better to ask than someone of faith who would never ever lie to.
You're talking about lying. You think that people are lying here?
I've seen a few things which are untoward. So I even seen a man drinking on the grounds.
A man drinking on the
Indeed.
grounds.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want you to give me a name. But if you were to see someone drink, you need to tell a nurse or an orderly. It is against the rules. It is against everything we believe in.
Yes, it's against the law, even with prohibition.
Of course, I mean, in some situations, I think that alcohol can be something that could be used.
Indeed.
I mean, you know the scriptures, and you know that wine was given to men by God.
Well, yes, that is
Noah,
true.
after he built the ark, was the first one to make wine.
Well, there's some debate about that, I'm sure. But
anyway, I'm not here to fight with you on this particular subject. So you wanted news and information about Arthur?
I
Is
was
that it?
just curious. It seemed like you were the man to talk to. And,
Well, from what I can remember, he was always with another patient from the Fifth Ward, Jeremy, I think his name is. He was always with Jeremy or with the theater people. That's where they were all together, of course. I didn't really see them often in the chapel, but he looked like he was a decent man.
That's good to know. And did you see him change over time? Did you see him take on wrong ways?
Not really, but I learned that he was sent to the Fourth Ward and that he had a psychotic break. Quite unfortunate, but it does happen. He stops here. He looks like he wanted to talk about something, but he doesn't know you that well. You could try to make him talk about it.
Reverend, his family's very concerned, and you wouldn't want them to be, well, fraught with like guilt about sending them to this place, a place where you've shepherded these people. You're responsible for every person in this place. And that would look really bad for you at the pearly gates, wouldn't it? Reverend.
Is it intimidate or is it persuade?
It is intimidate, please.
Intimidate, here we go.
Okay, I've got a 70 on this.
Poor Reverend Grant.
Okay, that's 30, so that's a hard success.
Hard success. You see him being quite shaken by this by this speech of yours. It's like, yes, of course, I mean, I am responsible for all those souls. I will take my responsibilities, but my son, there's so many things that I can't do here in the sanatorium. So Dr. White, there's many things that have been forbidden now. I can't even go to the Fourth Ward anymore. When people need me, when they are on the verge of death, I should be able to go there and do the last rites, and I'm not allowed anymore. How shameful is that, my son? How shameful.
It's sacrilege.
It is. It is, and I told Dr. White that his soul is being lost on those things.
Wow.
I know he's intending to do well, and I know he's doing his job well. But still, we're burning the corpses. I can't even do the last rites anymore. What's going on? It has been for the past few months now. it's getting weird. His voice is shaking a little.
Where?
He's taking a small break, and then he's turning to you. Can I? You are a man of faith, right?
Of course, I believe utterly.
The patients they come to me, they talk. They tell me of dreams. And at this moment, you hear a bell ringing. Ding, 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 ding. And the reverend is, I'm so sorry. It's lunch. Come back. Come back. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yes.
What's your name? It's my son.
I'm Kyle McCormick.
Kyle, we'll talk about it. You look like a good man. We'll
I-
pray and we'll talk.
Thank you for being honest with me, Reverend. I'll be back.
See you.
I'll leave.
See you later, Kyle. Great, perfect, amazing. It was 12 for you. It was 11:45 for our good friends on the ground floor. Sophia, Arthur, you found a broom closet. You found a few offices. You feel like most of them will be used right now because people are still working. Do you wanna just go to the mess hall, or do you wanna wait, or do you wanna ask someone for something? What do you wanna do?
Sophia looks at Arthur. She's just, she doesn't know where to go with this.
Perhaps we can ask about Arthur again.
Should we talk to Maurice again? Maybe
He said he didn't remember an Arthur, but maybe if he has access to his files, he can look at them quickly for us. Then we can see where they are.
perhaps, or maybe a strong man like yourself could, I don't know, get the information out of him somehow.
I don't prioritize violence, Sophia, and I think you should also avoid such things. I'm sure the man will be very cooperative if we are polite and respectful, and that should be the first order of business. And you're a woman, you can flutter your eyelids. That works on men, I've heard. So that's another option. And let's leave violence as a last resort. It's in the rules after all. There's no rules about charming, but there are rules about violence.
Sophia's a little taken aback to be given a dressing down by an employee, but is like, yes, maybe I can flutter my eyelids, as you say.
It's important to be safe.
Should I assume that you're knocking on the Maurice Chase's door?
Yeah,
Very gently.
You hear a voice which sounds annoyed and being like, yeah, please come in.
We go in.
Oh, that's you. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, Mr. Maurice, I just wanted to thank you for the time that you spent with us. It was so nice to be introduced to Dr. White in this fine establishment.
You're Miskatonic, is that it?
Milovich is my
Milovich,
name.
Milovich, right.
So just to, so he's not the surgeon, he's the admin person we met in the beginning.
Exactly.
So he didn't introduce us to Dr. White.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
And so you met Dr. White.
Sorry, my brain fart.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Okay.
We met Mr. White, and he's just as lovely as we've been told by everyone here.
Very mission-driven and a disciplined man with a beautiful beard. Very, very admirable.
A very focused man.
Yeah. That's for sure. He's focused. He's chuckling a bit. You don't really know what's up with that. Uh, you can roll psychology for that. It wouldn't be weird.
I'll give that a go.
Why not?
Oh, 95.
I rolled 54 out of 50, and I think I didn't spend luck last time, but I will now.
Great.
Because that's
Sophia, you are absolutely convinced that he's jealous of Dr. White. That is fairly obvious to you. He's chuckling because he has a sense of superiority. He knows things that Dr. White doesn't. That's clear.
Is it Arthur that knows that?
No, Sophia.
Oh.
Because she failed greatly her psychology roll. That's what she believes.
I'm gonna have to play that out then, aren't I?
Arthur,
yeah.
you feel like Maurice Chase has a great professional opinion on Dr. White, but that things Maurice Chase do take care of, Dr. White couldn't, or if he could, well, maybe he would discover things that he wouldn't like. But anyway, Maurice Chase is in control of things that Dr. White isn't, and that pleases Maurice Chase's. He has some sense of, vanity in many ways. He thinks of himself as someone who is capable of things.
You seem like a very capable man.
I dare to say I am. I'm running the whole administrative side by myself and only by myself.
And I also, I presume you have excellent mental and cognitive skills that not many can live up to.
Well, I wouldn't want to brag, but yes, I think of myself as someone quite clever. I can work with numbers, in a way that many can't.
And, well, as you know, we were brought here by the very generous Mr. Strad. And
very generous indeed. 5 tuition paid. Fool.
We would very much like to pay respects to his brother, but, well, last time we talked, you said you didn't remember of an Arthur Strad, and, well, you did just say that your memory and your cognitive abilities are quite excellent. And
they are. And because you talked to me about this Dr. Strand, and because he paid so much money for you to be there, I'll be happy to look in my files just to refresh everything. Let me get that. He's going behind himself on. He's taking a big ledger. He's opening it up. He's looking. Grant Arthur. Yeah, yes, of course. He died.
From the Yellow Death.
It says here that yes, Yellow Death, but he also had mental problems. He had a full mental breakdown, from what I can read here.
Do you know what precipitated that? Did he perhaps break the rules?
I don't think so. I think that unfortunately, he got really, excited. People who get excited, they're wasting their energy so quickly sometimes. I'm certain that maybe Mr. Michael Percy might be able to tell you more about it. He was doing a lot of, craft activities. From what I can read here, yeah, he was composing the music for the play. From what I can read here.
A play?
Yeah, a play. Some of our patients are putting up a play right now.
It's still happening. Are they using his music?
You would need to ask them. I'm not really fond of artistic activities myself. I feel like they're a bit of a waste of time. But to each his own, of course.
Do you happen to know the name of that play? Was it Illumination?
No, I don't know. I mean, I was hoping that it would be some Shakespeare, but I don't really know.
And do you by any chance know the room number of Arthur before he moved to the 4th floor when he was in the 5th. We would like to leave an offering, perhaps a piece of art in his memory.
Oh, that is quite thoughtful of you. That's something that you could ask maybe Eugene or maybe Margaret, I guess. They are
It wouldn't be
responsible.
in his record. You do have a file right there. Surely the room number would be in the file, unless of course you're not very
No, yes, of course I am organized. That's something that I must be written somewhere. I do things well here. So yeah. Room 27.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
Yes,
You are the most helpful person we've encountered so far in this entire facility.
Well, I'm sad to learn that, but I'm not surprised. Anyway, have a good day. I think that I hear the bell ringing. It's lunchtime after all. And so he will guide you outside of his office. He will lock the door and he will go towards food. Great.
Arthur will turn to Sophia and say, I think that went well. And
That went
just
very
nod to
well.
himself for a while.
It went extremely well. And then she takes another spit in their spittoon.
In disgust.
Connor, what are you doing right now?
Am I still in the craft room, even though the choking experience, the drowning?
You are outside of the craft room. You are leaving the craft room. The question would be, where are you heading?
If I check my watch, what time would it be for Connor? Because he kind of went in there, experienced what he experienced.
11:50, something like that.
11:50.
You haven't heard the bell ringing so far, but it is about to ring.
On the map, there's the craft room. He's going to run past and poke his head in the theater.
Yeah, of course.
No, he's not actually. He's going to run past. He's going to think he's going to poke his head in the theater, and then he's going to almost hold his breath, remembering what's just happened. And there's almost a moment of shakes and whatnot. If it's 11:50 and he knows, how quickly could he get back up to his room?
It would take. I mean, I'm not here to calculate those kind of trivial things. If you want to run to your room, you can.
My thought was, Keeper, and please tell me if I'm playing against character here, was we mentioned earlier about his reliance on alcohol.
Yep.
Is he feeling in this moment there is a reliance on alcohol, or would it be if he went to his alcohol, would it push him beyond something?
Right now, you don't feel a need to drink. You would be happy to because you love drinking, but you don't feel the need to.
Okay, then he will steady himself, deep breath, and he will actually go to the mess hall and he will get some food and he will sit down and he's going to kind of scope out. Hopefully he's the first one there, and by doing so, he's just going to kind of scope out the other people that are there, the other patients. Just try and listen out really for anything about keywords, key people, Mr. White, 4th floor, anything along those lines that he's aware of. Not obviously because there hasn't been a share of information yet. So for him, it's about Mr. White, 4th floor, Arthur. And
you don't really have to listen roll for that. I mean, people are speaking freely here, and you can listen to them without any problem. I will go back to you, but first, let's see where Chris is heading right now.
Yes. He is still on the hunt for his exit. So he's on the 5th floor. He's looking through what looks like those maintenance cupboards.
If you're looking for an exit, so to say, you would find some sort of fire exit towards the rooftop.
Yes. That's what he wants to do. And he's going to try and get up onto the roof if he can.
Unfortunately, that room would be locked. Do you want to try to use your tools?
Is there anyone around?
Well, you've seen Horace. Horace, I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway,
Horace, yeah.
you've seen him recently. He went back to his room. It's soon going to be lunchtime, so he might get out. But from his door to where you are right now, if he's heading straight to the lunchroom, he wouldn't be able to see you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm pretty good at lockpicking. I've got my lockpicks on me.
Mm-hmm.
Going to do a wee click click. I mean, an unlocked door and a locked door look exactly the same, so it's not a worry.
Yeah, and it looks like, it should be a fairly easy lock.
All right, here we go. So he's rolled an 82, which is a fail.
It is an easy lock, but despite that, it looks like that it hasn't been used in a while. It's kind of stuck. You could try again. You could push that roll, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, I think what he'll do is he'll jam the lockpick pretty aggressively in the lock in frustration, hoping to break through the rust.
Yes, of course, and that's what could happen. You could break that lock, but maybe you would just open the door. Here we go.
Hey, that's a 22. That's a hard success.
On tada, so to say, the door is open and you can go to the roof if you want to.
It's almost lunchtime.
It is almost lunchtime. As you arrive on the roof, and the sun is shining above your head, and you feel like the hero of a pulp story, you hear the bell ringing.
Excellent. I make my way quietly back in. I leave the door closed but unlocked, and I go down to see my uncle.
Perfect. Then you are all back to the mess hall right now. Do you want to sit back together, or do you want to sit on your own? What is the play here?
I sit beside Connor.
What about all the others? What are you doing? Where are you sitting?
I think it makes sense to sit back together, considering we're going around as a group. So yeah, I'll sit with the others.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then I'll let you talk among yourselves.
Connor is very kind of significantly a little bit wide-eyed, and he's got pulling at his collar a little bit, sitting down, just ignoring his food and just kind of pulling at his collar.
Are you okay, Connor?
I'm fine. I had a moment, but I'm fine. I had a moment, but I'm fine. Sophia, how are you? How was your?
Well, Arthur managed to find out some very good information. I don't know why I'm English, but I'm English now. Arthur managed to find some important information about Mr. Strand. Arthur, please do divulge.
Well, I'm a bit concerned about Connor, but sure, we found that Arthur had been heavily involved in the play and in the art section of things before he was moved to the 4th ward due to mental illness. He composed the music for the play, apparently, and he also was staying in room 27 on the 5th floor before he was moved down. So I was thinking we could perhaps have a look at the old room, provided no one else is in there now. And even if they are, they leave the doors unlocked. So we could see if there's anything helpful there about what might have happened. And then we could, of course, check the theater. How did it go in the art room? Did you find anything, Connor? Have you been drinking?
No. I have been abstaining for the recent hours. It's a shocking space. It's a menagerie of torture and cruelty. There are sculptures there that are twisted and contorted. There are landscapes, much of a similar description, and there is a feeling much distant to anything I have ever felt before. There
It
is
will
a
pass in time when the drinking becomes more.
no, Kyle, don't you dare bring this into that is not the issue here. My friend, this is not about the drink. This is about the room, the work, the situation. I implore you, and I understand there'll be some level of doubt here in what I am saying, but I implore you, do not entertain that room.
Okay, I don't like it here. I don't like it at all.
Chris is okay. We're here for 2 more days.
He's
Yeah,
exactly where he needs to be, Christopher. He is exactly where he needs to be.
I
Cal,
mean,
if
maybe
you would
I don't really know.
kindly. Sorry, Christopher.
I just think that I don't know. Like, okay, I know that Mr. Strange, was paying a lot of money, and that is good. Yeah, but
Indeed.
also I don't want to get the Yellow Death, and I don't want to go crazy. And I was thinking maybe I've got his access to the roof. Maybe we don't all have to go, but maybe I can get out, and I can call the cops and I can get back, and we can. I don't. I just think maybe we should get out of here.
Hey, Chris, Sophia, please. You might have a kind of tongue than I in this momentary.
Sophia
doubt.
turns to Chris and she's like, Chris, it just says quietly to him, it's okay. I think Connor here, he's been through a recent trauma. I think maybe with the lack of drink and maybe some of this is coming to the surface. I don't think you need to worry about this. You can calm down a little bit.
Do I hear that? Do I hear their side conversation?
Well,
I was trying to do
you are
that
the
very
same table,
discreetly.
so
Yeah.
No.
All right. Yes, Miss Sophia. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think maybe when he's managed to gain access to his hip flask again, maybe he'll be okay. At least for another 2 days.
I think perhaps after food we should all go and check the art room and the theater, and then I'm sure all of our worries will be dissipated. Connor, I understand what you're saying, but we're here to collect evidence. Did you find any evidence in that room?
I found that it was a room full of art. It was sculptures, it was paintings, it was the evidence. It was not.
Well,
not a room.
art can't hurt you, Connor. I understand you're having a difficult time, but the art is not real. It can't hurt you.
Did you understand I'm having a difficult time? Art. I get up from the table and I kind of like take a second and kind of walk away, and these guys have a moment on their own while Connor is clearly struggling with something.
Keeping an eye on him in case he does anything stupid.
Miss Radovich, do you think maybe I should get my uncle out of here? I know, but maybe just.
I feel that at this point we either all leave or we all stay. We can't be here with just 3 people. But then again, he doesn't seem to be of much ability to help.
Maybe I'll stay with him from now on. Just kind of,
Sophia, I feel that you're going to have to step up and take control of the company now, a more active role. And I think we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Connor is...
No killing, no violence.
I apologize for the frame of my question.
Kill Dr. White and Connor.
We could use this opportunity to get Connor the help he needs for what it was worth, and gain access to the 4th floor by omitting him there.
They don't really seem to be very good at the mental health aspect. It's more about tuberculosis and
Well,
death sentence kind of treatment here.
Well, we don't know. We don't know how they treat their patients here, and
Exactly.
we need to see their discharge forms. But look, I think these things with Connor have been bubbling up for a long time now since his last case. I think maybe he is in the best place, but it's we're not going to be able to extricate ourselves for another 2 days. So maybe this is the best way. Maybe we should get him on the 4th ward, and I don't know. Maybe he can try and let us in from the inside.
At an opportune moment, Connor will return to the table after everybody said their piece. So if there's anything else to say, obviously say it. And then Connor, when that moment arrives, he will return to the table.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop you here if you don't mind, because I'm gonna ask you for a few rolls right now. First, I'm gonna ask you all to make a luck roll.
Okay.
Oh no.
56 over 60, so that's a pass.
94 over 56. So
Okay,
not
so if you
I.
have failed, raise your hand.
Just me? Oh, okay.
Great.
Hello.
You two, you're gonna have to make a con roll now, a constitution roll.
I have low con. I failed.
73 out of 45.
77 out of 40.
I know what I need to know now. Thanks. Great.
No.
Sophia, we have tuberculosis
That's
now.
ominous.
Sophia, I failed.
That is amazing.
Guys,
Thank you so much.
We should get Connor on the 4th floor. Should we? Should we?
Second thing, I'm gonna propose to you all to make either spot hidden or listen rolls, just to, sense of what is going on around you in the mess hall.
Well, that is an extreme success. On spot hidden.
Spot hidden, great, perfect.
Oh, pass.
I've got a 46 over. Sorry, on your end.
Sorry, 11 over 25. So
I've got a 46 over 50 for listen.
I got 93 over 50.
Oh,
great.
when
you get zeros, and you always question yourself and you go, is that what it says? Is that what it says?
Oh, so you just got 100?
I got it. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah.
You got a 0, 0, and a.
I got a 0, 0 on one dice and a 2 on the other dice.
Great.
That's good. That's a
good.
crit.
That's a 2. That's a crit. Perfect. Amazing. For 1 second, I thought that you had a 100 here. That would have been bad, but everything is fine. So, if you succeeded a listen roll, raise your hand. Amazing. You can see that there's a table where a lot of people are lunging over and they're talking with a soft voice, like they wouldn't want to be heard. So it looks like they're talking about theater, from what you can tell. From what you can hear, there's some sort of arguing about ownership of a play. Who gets to be the creative director? Who is responsible? Who is the real writer? That's what you can hear. We have a few spot hiddens. We have a crit here on 2 successes and a fail for Pete. Is that it?
I failed everything.
Great.
We got 2 extreme successes.
Fantastic. Okay, so for all of you who have seen many things, you see Horace that Chris met on the 5th ward. He's on his side. On one of you, maybe Connor, because of his extreme success, sees that when Margaret is going next to him, she whispers in his ear. He's smiling at her. As she's walking away, he's looking at her butt and looking at her legs. He's looking like, lustful, I guess. That's what it looks like. Arthur, on your side, you see that some people are playing with their food. on what would be maybe normal in an asylum is a little less normal here. It looks like people are not like throwing food around or something. They're not smearing themselves up with food, but it looks like some of them are composing paintings within their plates. They're taking all their green peas to do some trees. They're taking some mashed potatoes to make a sun. They're doing craft activities with their food. One of them is, yeah, it looks pretty abstract. You go closer to have a look. It looks like what you would see in a scientific book. It looks like some sort of virus or some sort of cells, so to say. It is yellow in design, and it has some sort of tentacles, you could say, coming out of it. It looks like a sun as well. It's pretty. It's so well done that it almost feels like it's moving by itself. You're being captivated. You look at it. It grows. It is bigger than the plate. It is bigger than the table right now. It's all you can see. It is alive. You can feel it in your lungs already. It's here. You have some sort of vision right now. You see yourself on a hill. In front of you, a castle. But you turn back, you don't look at the castle. There's a lake, a yellow lake. You go towards the lake. First your feet, then your legs. It is not water, it is a lake of phlegm. Just like all the spittoons just had been collected in some sort of horrific mucus-like yellow phlegm. It is up to your neck now, and you know what you have to do.
Thank you for joining us for Act 2 of The Yellow Death by Batu Bozoglu. And thanks to our sponsors, the Storytelling Collective. You can find out more on our website at miskatonicplayhouse.com. Join us on social media. The links are in the show notes. Until next time, when the curtain rises again.
Hi, I'm Pete. I'm the video and art lead at the Miskatonic Playhouse. I took part in the Storytelling Collective last year, and I thought it was an excellent course that's really helped me to learn how to develop a scenario from start to finish. It's a great course for new writers looking to get their first RPG scenario published, and probably even more experienced writers who are looking for a bit more structure in how they go about things. The course includes some great insights into things like playtesting, editing, and designing your story, and it really helps to push you over the finish line. I found it really helpful, and I'm sure you will too.